Hey guys, and welcome back to Journey.
So yes, we are now descending into the tunnels. I believe that the song that you hear during this level is either Temptations or Descent, or a mixture of both.
Man, neither of those sounds like particularly positive words at this point in time.
Well, of course not. I mean, look at how dark this place is, but even then, it's still gorgeous.
Yeah, just the light, the shafts of light peeking through, like, the ceiling and whatnot.
We seem to have come across a slightly dilapidated city. Which begs the question of what was once here.
Oh, I see a symbol in there.
Yep.
Anon friend always leading us to the better path.
Well, of course. My friend was super awesome. I really cannot thank them enough.
To be honest, I wouldn't want to go down here on my own. It's almost like we're on the sea floor right now.
Yes, and part of me wonders whether, in a way, this sort of inspired Abzu. Basically, there was a bunch of people, not a huge number of people, but a collection of people who had worked at that game company. Specifically, the art director for Flower and Journey, Matt Nava. He, I think, left that game company and was part of the team that created Giant Squid Studios. He wanted to create a game that was full of life in comparison to Journey, which is a very lonely game. So they ended up going under the sea. And, like, I still haven't played that game, but it's on my list of things that I really want to experience at some point.
Yeah, put it on the playthrough list for next year, mate.
Well, slight spoilers, but it may perhaps already be on my personal playthrough list for next year.
Yeah, Richie does do his own playthroughs, X Gamer Richie Returns.
Exactly, yes, and I did my Journey playthrough, which you're watching now, at the start of the year.
It's fine, you can double dip. I like to... Oh my god!
So I did say that we were going to come across enemies partway through the game.
Oh god.
Yes, these are those enemies. They are sort of mechanised flying snakes of some description. And they can be terrifying.
Can you die?
So technically no. All that will happen is that you will lose the length of your scarf.
Okay.
Which means that you'll in turn be able to do less. And I think that you can't, if you've been damaged, you can't ever recover that bit of lost scarf.
Huh.
But yes, that's why you've got to be very stealthy through these sections, and my friend was not being stealthy, and thereby giving me absolute heart attacks, because when I first played the game I had never gotten caught by the flying snake creatures because I was too terrified of them.
Man, they're huge.
Because I was just like, what happens if they get me? I didn't want to find out.
Yeah, for sure.
But my friend is quite bolshy, shall we say, and is quite ready to go into the fray to face them down, even though it's not going to end well for him.
No. Well, he's got the white robe, he must know what he's doing.
Exactly. But yes, I believe all we need now to get is a symbol, and we are very nearly out of this area, thank God.
Jesus.
It's a very tense level.
It is, yeah.
Like, we've had really lovely levels up until this point, and then the journey gets serious. Because you start to see more of what's going on behind everything.
Yeah, it ain't just all sand surfing, enjoying the pretty sunset.
Exactly. We are actually very near the end of the level now, and we've got to descend even further, and Yeah, we're not going to get out of this without running into these guys.
Oh, Jesus!
So it's
Whoa.
a race to the bottom.
Damn, man. Did the light push it back?
It did indeed.
Huh. I'm noticing there's a lot more symbols here than at your usual end of level point.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to get even more lore.
Let's have a look, see. Not really able to glean much from these cutscenes. Okay, I think that's fairly obvious.
Yes. So the war that broke out against the road people caused many of them to die. And over time the sand built up and created the desert that we've been exploring. And from the sky, we arrived.
Huh, so we're not native?
Well, you'll just have to wait and see.
Oh man, that's getting a bit too meta.
But yes, now we're going to get to explore what is essentially a temple.
Well, as long as we're not in the tunnels anymore, I'll take it.
Oh no, we're never going back to the tunnels, and it's going to be a lovely section.
Good, good.
So we have this massive tower, and we're going to have to climb all the way up to the top.
Getting a real eco vibe right now.
That's fair enough.
We gotta do that one of these days, maybe in 2017 sometime.
I am totally up for that.
Great game, great game.
So I believe that the song for this particular chapter is called Atonement,
Yeah?
which you could use to infer quite a few things about the narrative. And there are quite a few glyphs located around this level. Not all of them are classified as ancient glyphs, but yes, essentially what we need to do is we need to raise the magic levels in this place, and we will be able to rise and fly as much as we like.
Oh, cool. Is that what all the sand, or just dust flying about is?
Yes, it's all lovely, lovely magic. My friend is going to get a little bit ahead of himself and start doing everything for me, and I'm just like, friend,
No!
let me do this.
I have a Let's Play to record. I must seem at least adequate.
So essentially what you need to do is you need to go around the area and activate the glyphs.
What are these jellyfish-like things?
They are cloth jellyfish,
Is that it?
and they are going to help us climb.
Okay, so they're the good kind. Oh, they're just cloth beings, okay.
Yes, anything that is a cloth being is a friend of ours,
Gotcha.
and they will do whatever they can to help us. This is a lovely level because everything just sort of builds and grows as you climb. And obviously because we had the Wonder of the Road of Trials, which was all about the thrill of the descent.
Uh-huh.
Because everything sort of came together and built.
Now we're
and
rising.
Here, you're rising, and the music is kind of building, and layers are coming up as you climb. And it's just really stunning. Something I feel I should bring up is that, so because of the whole adaptive soundtrack for the game, Austin Wintory really desperately wanted to do a live performance of the soundtrack. And while that may sound quite simple, but he wanted to do play the soundtrack live with an orchestra whilst someone is playing the game. So, he actually did a Kickstarter campaign for Journey Live Concert Tour, and he had a composer, Patrick O'Malley, help out in creating a version of the score that an orchestra could play, so that it was adaptive to what the players did. And within a few days it completely surpassed its funding levels.
Nice.
I don't know quite when it's going to happen, but
Also, it was recent then.
well, so the Kickstarter campaign started January this year.
Okay.
So I would think that the tour might have started, or it might be starting soon. But it is bound to be a very powerful experience, because Sony actually provided Austin Wintory with a version of the game that disabled the music, so that the orchestra could play completely live alongside the player.
That's cool.
So it's taking that adaptive music to the next level in a way.
I've noticed the game displays what you've called magic as a watery sort of texture. Is it meant to be that way?
Well, that depends what you are expecting.
Not sure how I feel about these vague answers, man. I'm okay with vague endings and whatnot because it gives you something to discuss, but I'm a fan of straight talk as well. Two people on a journey, it seems.
Well, indeed. And also, that is definitely a symbol that we want to be collecting. And now we just need to keep rising. There will be a point where we will descend, because there's a little special something, and also my friend is really getting ahead of himself.
Yeah, calm down, man.
Because what you do is you ride up these lovely things and just continue to keep climbing, and oh, it's just so good! If you head back down to the bottom after you've reached a certain level, and also if you head into the place where our cloth whale friend came out of, once you've gotten it to a certain level, you will actually see a little reference to one of that game company's previous games.
Huh.
Which is a really nice touch. They did two references, really. Because in the desert there is a reference to flower. Basically you can find a flower in the desert, and it is essentially one of the flowers used in Flower.
Yeah, didn't we pass that in an earlier part?
I believe we probably did. I just didn't notice it at the time, so I can't. I was avoiding mentioning it just in case I had messed up, and I was going to deal with it in the last part. But I feel I should probably shut up now because we are getting more lore, and that's where we started. We're going to see where our journey went. And perhaps, and actually not perhaps, but we will see where our journey is going to go and where it's going to lead us.
Not really sure how I feel about prophecies and whatnot. Almost there. Almost there.
But it looks as though, on the final stretch of our journey, we are going to face our most difficult challenge.
Well, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Quite right.
Oh, getting tense, man. Getting tense.
Right, you should be. But before we go through there, as my friend was trying to tell me before I activated the confluence, we want to head down. Because if we head all the way down to pretty much one of the first levels, like the first level where we could go through the middle of the tower, we can see that lovely little reference.
Oh, cool. I was wondering if you were going to show
just take a little bit of time to descend.
Hmm.
Because I have to fall through the magical sludge. But yes, there's a little creature here, which is from Flow.
Oh.
And if you go to where the whale was as well, then you will see a bigger version of that.
I'm not sure I want to.
It's also quite cute.
Yeah, you call it a whale. I immediately saw the hammerhead and thought it was a shark.
Well, you could call it a shark. I don't really... Well, it's very similar to the snake things that we have come across. Now, I think I just spotted a glyph that I didn't activate, but I don't know whether it was an ancient glyph or not. It's kind of difficult to tell, and also my friend was sort of just rushing me along, and I was just like, okay, friend.
Well, you know, there's a finale coming up, we can't keep it waiting.
Exactly.
And on that note, we'll see you guys next time for the finale of Journey. Goodbye for now.